Neri, the developer and the guy who was behind the Cupid's Dungeon, the idea, actually promised us that we'd be getting the Thriller Bark dungeon or some sort of dungeon immediately or soon after the release. Now it's been almost a month after the release. It might have even been a month now, but so we still haven't gotten the Thriller Bark dungeon. Now I'm wondering, how long are we going to wait for the Thriller Bark dungeon? Are we going to get it at update 5.5, which is how long do they usually take? How long does from release of the initial update to update, the 0.5, the halfway update take? Does it take 2 months? Does it take 3 months? I'm willing to wait, but just know that there is a dungeon supposedly in the works currently, and they've been working on it, and they're going to release it. This is their own words. They said soon after release. Now, of course, they like to cap, so take it with a grain of salt. But this dungeon should be coming out, in a month, maybe the next month, maybe the late August it might come out. Even though they haven't sneaked anything, maybe they have actually, but I believe, to be honest, to be as honest as possible, that may have already been sneak peeked. I believe this image right here that I said was starting Mihawk's castle. This might be in itself the Thriller Bark dungeon. Maybe you're supposed to go through this Mihawk's castle and you're gonna get to the Thriller Bark dungeon. I could be wrong, but this is really the only sneak peek that have been hinted, and this is the only addition of content that is new content that's being added to this update, which kinda coincides with the Thriller Bark dungeon. So we have a sneak peek that was recently posted, maybe a couple of days ago, and so this kind of fits in with the Thriller Bark dungeon. So if they've already made, let's say hypothetically this is the Thriller Bark dungeon, they've already made the outside, they've made the exterior, but have they made the interior? Maybe right now they're working on the interior, maybe they're working on the NPCs, and hopefully it is like a dungeon which is like, you fight Mihawk as the last boss, and maybe he drops this Yoro, because Yoro has been in the developing since the game was early, like it was for years. It's been in the work, they've been having that for years, but they never released it. So maybe this is the time to bring out Yoro as a 0.5 drop, maybe 0.25, like ridiculous, 0.5, like to get a Yoro, and I think that's ridiculous. 0.5 is enough, and you get like Yoro, if you defeat Mihawk as the last boss, which is possible. We might be able to get that dungeon down and ready. Hopefully we do as well. Of course, there have been a lot of other sneak peeks that we still haven't gotten, but this is a nice catch. All around though, it's been very nice, this update. We had a lack of content though. I like the quality. We got 3 nice bosses, Ryuma, Borge, and of course Moria. I like the quality of the bosses, don't get me wrong. Even though I say there was not enough content, the content was high quality. Soul King Brook was fun to do with my friends and everything else, but I have to say there was so little, and eventually we've done like the same thing 5 times, 10 times, 20 times. It gets it gets dry, and you stop just liking it as much, and you say there's not enough content, because at the end of the day I feel like most people have experienced everything in update 5 by now. Most people have. If there are people that are currently experiencing it, they are new to the game then, but most people, if they were on here on release, they experienced the entirety and multiple times over. So that sucks, because it's been only 1 month and they got done with the entire experience in a week. Hopefully they add in the extra content that they've missed out on release on the upcoming update 5.5 or 5.2 or 5.1. They add in so little by little, making it more and more, and so the new players that are coming in have a lot of content to do. Hopefully they do that in the function in that system. This isn't going to be overly negative and complain like I do usually. They've done a decent job. I mean, as long as they keep adding content slowly when they have their time, and they don't hurry and release unfinished updates like they did this time, it's alright. Even though they had a lot of time, maybe they had some other stuff in the background, so I can't judge them for that, as we all have lives, as we all have our own thing going on for us. We can't really judge them. They're also human. They don't have time to work all day. They're not machines. regardless to check out the video. But yesterday where I was talking about something, I forgot what I was talking about.